Good afternoon, everyone. It's Scott from Gray Ghost Gardening, and I'm here today on a breezy afternoon. We had a midsummer front come through, and the wind is actually blowing out of the north. It has cooled off a little bit. I think the high today was only about 92, 93 degrees, which, given the temperatures of the last week, was a real nice break. Anyways, yesterday I filmed some footage of my harvesting of my last several containers of potatoes. As you can witness here behind me, the empty containers. And I was kind of in a rush because we actually had some rain and some thunder and lightning and all that kind of stuff yesterday. And I'm not going to show you all of that footage. What I am going to tell you is that it was pretty much a bust. I harvested, all of these containers were full of indeterminate potatoes, russet Burbank and German butterball, and I got a few. I'll show you the buckets here in just a second. While I got a few, it was really disappointing. But I'm showing you this on purpose, so that as a beginning gardener, everybody understands you don't get bumper crops every time you put something in the ground or put something in the container. Sometimes they cooperate, sometimes you do everything right, sometimes Mother Nature helps you out and gives you rain at the right time, or gives you the right temperatures at the right time, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And so certainly with those Burbank russet and German butterball, whatever I didn't work out. And so I just think it's important that everybody sees the lack of success. I hate to say failure, because it's not so much a failure as it is something to learn from, and splice together some of the footage from what I took yesterday to show you that those containers just didn't produce. And don't be discouraged. It's a learning opportunity. It's an opportunity to try to figure out what maybe was done wrong or done right or needs to be done differently. So let me get that footage up and going for you, and then we'll talk some more. Okay, so I've got, of course, hi Cosmo. I know you want to go inside. You don't like the filter. I've got several different containers that I need to get emptied quick, and so this is going to be kind of rushed, just because I don't want to get caught by any of the weather that's surrounding me. But I've got 2 grow bags here that I'm going to dump out and pull out the potatoes. I've got a 5-gallon bucket. I've got a couple of smaller containers, and then I have 3 large containers that I'm wanting to empty and dump out. And so what I'm going to really focus on most of the time, I'm going to move the camera in close and shoot down here into my catch tub where I dump the soil, and then we'll dig around and see. bourbon butterball. And again, these two are an indeterminate variety. To show you that sometimes things are successes and sometimes things are failures in the garden, and that's just a part of it all. You know, I just showed you some pretty significant busts in terms of my potato harvest this summer, but what I've got right here are some clippings from my grapevine that I've rooted, and they're doing very nicely. In fact, I'm about to transplant them into individual containers. I've literally just started putting them in a few hours of direct sun every day. I've had them sitting here against my wall, kind of tucked away back here in a corner where maybe they got 15 or 20 minutes of sun, and now I've started exposing them to a couple of hours of sunlight. But even here, this isn't a 100% success, because what you don't see are several of the pieces that I had in there that didn't take. Yeah, I know you want to eat that. Okay, there you go. You can have that. That's a good boy. So I think I've got 4 that took, and I think I had 8 in there. So, so half of them didn't make, but that's okay, because what I've got now are 4 free grape plants that either I'll do something with back here along my fence or somewhere, or I will give them to somebody else for them to have. I've got one other thing that I want to show y'all. Actually, 2 other things that I want to show you, and then we'll wrap this video up. So what I've got right here is an avocado tree. In particular, it is a Joey avocado, and it has not produced any fruit. In fact, it's never even attempted to flower or anything like that. And now part of the reason for that was the first year that I had it, I didn't get it wrapped properly one time when we had really, really cold weather. And the top of the tree failed on, got killed on me. And that's just user error on my part. And so I've got some funky growth going in it right now. But I am getting a good, what I'm going to eventually turn into a main trunk going again. But this isn't necessarily what I want to show you. It's growing nicely, and the foliage, I've got a few burn spots on some of it here. It's getting a little bit too much sun. I kind of try to rotate it around, and to keep so that I keep one side from constantly getting torched by our sun. But This is a type B, B as in boy or baker or bonanza. This is a type B avocado, right? And really, if you're wanting to be able to produce avocados, you need a second tree. And you need a type A avocado. And, well, I got one. Let me move these two little grape plants that I also picked up out of the way. We'll talk about them later. So right here, we got a few little things going on that are gonna need some attention. A few little burn patches. But this is a Lila, Lila avocado. See it there or not? So a Lila. This is a type A cultivar. All right? And so the way these work, based on the research that I've been doing, a type A will, basically the A and the B have alternating pollination cycles. One will produce female flowers in the morning and then male flowers in the afternoon, and the other will produce male flowers in the morning and female flowers in the afternoon. And so in order to get pollination and to get fruit, you have to have a type A and a type B, and they've got to be relatively close enough to one another, not touching. Now, I'm hoping that we're going to start getting some avocados. And then the one other thing that I did, I'm going to expand my grapes. And what I've got here are Victoria Red grapes. There are not a lot of table grapes that grow real well down here in Southeast Texas. Now, we get a lot of muscadine, but not a lot of table grapes. It's too hot, it's too humid. We get too much rot and mold and all of that kind of stuff. How did I get all of this stuff? Well, my wife and kids gave me a gift certificate to a fantastic little nursery that's not too far from where I live. It's up towards Tomball. It's called Arbor Gate. I've got no affiliation with them. They don't need any help. Trust me, if you've ever seen that place on a weekend, it's nuts up there. It's so crowded. They got police officers directing traffic. But they have a fantastic, array of flowers and landscaping plants, and then just an incredible array of fruit trees and vegetables and herbs and pottery and you name it. Anything that'll grow down here in this area, they're going to have it. So anyways, so they gave me a gift certificate for Father's Day. And I finally got a chance to go up there. I'd been looking at several different nurseries, around in the area to try to find a type A cultivar here for the avocados. And lo and behold, they had one. And the other thing too about the Lila, it's not going to grow into an enormous 40-foot tree. I should be able to, if I keep it in a container, I should be able to keep it relatively small, which is what I'm intending. And so anyway, so the tree wasn't the total cost of the gift certificate that my wife and daughters gave me. And so I went on ahead then and got a deal on these two grapevines, and I picked these because they were both single stem. Let me zoom in closer. So you see, they are both just a nice single long, now the wind's really blowing, I apologize for that, but just a nice single long vine that I'll be able to train nicely. And here's the other one, same thing. It's just a nice long, and I'm sure this, I don't think that was grafted. Maybe it was. Let's see what this one looks like. Now this one I would argue was maybe grafted. Regardless, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the avocado. We eat a ton of avocados in my house. And, originally my wife and daughters got me this tree thinking that it was just going to grow avocados by itself. And I actually think maybe at one point in time somebody had told them that this was basically self-fertile, self-pollinating. And if it is, this tree just hasn't been. But that's okay. We'll see now if maybe I can have some luck with two of them. So I've got Joey and Lila, and hopefully they can be boyfriend and girlfriend and give us lots of avocados. All right. Sorry, I know that's really corny, but still, that's the plan anyways. So y'all keep at it. Keep trying things that you've never tried before. Don't be afraid of something not working out the way you want it to. And it's a never-ending learning process. I've already made a lot of notes for things that I'm going to be doing different next year with my container garden, and we'll see if it produces different results. So keep trying new things, keep having fun, and keep learning. All right. Thanks for joining me. Hey, and if you found anything in here that you liked or that was beneficial to you, hit the like button for me. Again, I'd love to be honored if you would subscribe to the channel and follow along with me through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because some of it's good, some of it's bad, and some of it, like yesterday, was just downright ugly. And then hit the bell, and that way you'll know every time I put out something new. All right. Bye-bye.